honor of leading off today. Women warming up for the SEC Cross Country Championships. 6K is the distance. Alabama, the host team, with some fans on hand. And the best times of the year look like this. Dominique Scott again setting the pace, but 2 Razorbacks at the top.
Only a decent indication of fitness because these were accomplished on different courses, some of which are harder. Then you get into wind and weather and all that stuff. But it certainly tells you over the course of the season who the best ladies from a performance standpoint have been.
And after all the preparation, it's time for the SEC Cross Country Championships Women's 6K.
10 athletes can be entered in the final declaration to compete for their university. They can enter more initially, but they have to declare a final 10, both men and women. And at this stage of the race here, there's stress and the adrenaline is flowing, and that one of the things you have to do is try and control how fast you go out. It can be very painful, and it can cost your team a lot of points if you're dying, as the athletes say, in the latter mile of this race. 6,000 meters that they will run is 3 3/4 of a mile. That's the total distance for this championship.
These athletes' mental, physical preparation leading up, and now the race underway. SEC Cross Country Championships on the SEC Network. Continues in Tuscaloosa as the women reach the 1 mile mark.
And unofficially 5 minutes and 20 seconds, almost on the nose, and ranked up in the top 10 so far, as the chips will tell you in different kilometer splits who's in the lead and which team is up front. It is Arkansas with 5 of the top 10 runners in that first lead pack. The race continues here, and Ryan Witt-Price, the youngster from Mississippi State, is pressing the pace up here. Usually when you watch Dominique Scott run on the track, she tends to lay back early in the race. This is no doubt discussed by the team itself, and Coach Harder has probably talked with the athletes about working as a group, and Scott is happy to push late in a race, but not in the beginning.
2 SEC women's teams ranked in the top 30, Vanderbilt number 14 and Arkansas number 5, led by head coach Lance Harder. In his 25th year leading the Arkansas women's cross-country team, Lance Harder is finally getting his due. With 23 SEC titles, including 14 cross-country championships, this former surfer from Northern California will be inducted into the U.S. Track and Field and Cross-Country Coaches Association Hall of Fame this December.
I think anytime your peers select you for an honor is very humbling and very gratifying. But I think, I have to give praise to my assistant coaches. I didn't win all those championships by myself by any means in track or cross country. We've won 23 SEC titles, and again, the athletes are the centerpiece of all that.
With Coach Harder as their leader both on and off the track, the women of Arkansas have always known he was a Hall of Famer.
He really cares about each of his runners, and in the past few weeks I've definitely seen that and seen how much he cares for me, not just on a running aspect but on an emotional level as well.
It's been an unbelievable experience. I think it's something that I didn't anticipate, like the amount of dedication and just I guess individualized love that he has for each one of us. I think that's something that's really unique.
I know that he has confidence in each of his athletes and confidence in the training that he gives us. And it's not an outrightly spoken thing, it's just an understood confidence in each of us, and I think it's really special.
Coach Lance Harder, a legendary coach for Arkansas, a legend in the sport of cross country.
His teams are having an exceptional run after 25 years at Arkansas. They are ranked number 5 in the country this year. And when you talk to him, he says, my number 3, 4, and 5 runners are very strong as well.
Women have just passed the 2 mile mark, the split at 10:29.
So the second mile was run in about 5 minutes and 29 seconds. The pace has settled down just a bit, but very solid. the lead pack still strong. I'm impressed with how many women are running right up there in the lead. That you see one of the many coaches that are here from the different teams. You can move all around the course to cheer your athletes on. Each coach knows approximately where each of these 7 to 10 athletes that are representing that university should be in the race. So he knows what to say individually to each. After they come by here, the coach will generally run probably another 300 or 400 meters over to the next point to measure how his athletes are doing during the race.
At this point in the race, before the race, athletes excited, nervous. Now, what are they settling into?
Well, you're asking yourself how I feel. Is this a better day than I thought? Am I comfortable? 5K split, 16 minutes, 11 seconds. Very solid time here on a course that is largely flat, but definitely has repeat hills in the first mile, which they will negotiate a second time, as I mentioned earlier. Notice how the winnowing effect has taken place here, as this excellent pace has pushed other athletes to fade back. And it's something that you don't want to go out too hard in a marathon. It gets very ugly at the end, and you need to have a good solid pace, or you're going to wind up costing your team valuable points in your efforts to finish first through, let's say, the top 6 teams. Chelsea Blas, the junior from Tennessee, is running right now in second place. Grace Heimsfield, having a career year here for her in cross country, is third. She was 102nd at the NCAAs last year. Should do much better this year for Arkansas. The rest of the talented athletes, you're focusing on who's with you. You're trying to stay as close and draw on the athletes around you. You know, if you're the 3rd or 4th ranked athlete on a team, am I running 3rd or 4th for my team? Am I 5th? Do I need to get further up? Why am I running 5th? You constantly are monitoring your pace and where you are for your team.
Into the shadows goes Dominique Scott, the redshirt junior from Cape Town, South Africa, creating some separation in this race.
At 4,000 meters, with 2,000 meters left in the race, which is about 1.25 miles, there was Arkansas with 32 points, Vanderbilt in second. Coach Steve Keith's team has 77 points. Alabama and Missouri followed in 3rd and 4th. Scott continuing to power away. She did this indoors, both at the NCAA championships. She's done it at SEC competition. Chelsea Blas trying to chase her down. Grace Heimsfield marking exactly where she is constantly and asking herself, have I got much left here? What can I do against Blas? I can't catch Scott. Here we come down the home stretch, and it's all Dominique Scott.
Last year's SEC Runner of the Year and NCAA All-American will cross the finish line first. Dominique Scott, the champion, but a tight race forming in the 2nd and 3rd positions.
Here comes Heimsfield. Can she catch her? And she does. She gets Blas at the finish. And Heimsfield has a 4:34 mile, and that raw speed that she's got, which is a much faster mile than Blas has run, made the difference down the home stretch and her getting 2nd. So it's Arkansas getting 1st and 2nd in this race, and the other Arkansas women doing well.
Top finishers in today's SEC cross-country championships. Arkansas takes the 1 and 2 spots. Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Texas A&M all in the top 5. Congratulations to Dominique Scott, the champion.
Oh my, that was so exciting. I mean, we knew that the Hogs had a really good chance of winning today, but I didn't know it would be as fun winning as a team. But I felt really strong from the beginning, and I knew that I had a really good chance of winning. I didn't think I would run that fast. Just over 19:20 is a huge PR for me. But I'm just excited that I'm peaking at the right time of the season, in the championship part of the season, and that my teammates are as well.